Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another spooky episode of the Analyst Desk. I'm the self-proclaimed sports analyst who was the self-proclaimed moron because I said the Jays were going to get the job done today. Dan, unfortunately to all our viewers, Dan will not be shaving half of his beard now live on the stream. That's the most upset I am about all this. And of course, I'm joined by Dan, More for Your Money, and Mr. Lane Dashing-Co.
Hello.
As a quick reminder, as we already have comments to get to, but as a quick reminder, welcome to the Analyst Desk. It's not a pregame show. Met changed that to post-game show. My apologies. But I'm about doing as well as Bichette did in the ninth. But let's keep the chat respectful, play nice, and share your hot takes.
What Bichette do was so bad?
No hate speech. Dan, let me finish. Okay. No personal attacks. We keep it classy here. Every day feels like game day, so make it a good one. Stay classy, Loyalist College, for any of our Loyalist fans in the chat. Let's get right to it. Alex always said was always going to be Game 7.
Oh, I thought he said he was at the game. I said was at the game. I'm like, whoa, you got a lot of money I didn't know you had. Good job.
So, wow. You know what?
Selling off the car, going to the game.
As Dan says, sometimes it sucks to be right, but, you know.
Yeah, I did say it was going to be 7 games. So
how's it going, Mr. David? Always good to hear from you. David's giving you a nice shout out, Lane. Always happy to see the dash. I think I'm gonna call you the Dashinator today.
Dashinator, I like it.
And we're just comments pouring in already. So I hate I hate Game 7 because it's usually the team that's down that wins. Don't give up, though. We've been so close giving up emotionally this whole postseason, and they keep picking our heads up. And no, not Alex from Battlefield at Loyalist. This is a different Alex in the comment section. But of course, David always kicked my behind in Battlefield.
I think Alex did visit you back in Belleville days. Belleville a couple of times back in the day. Not Belleville days. I like Belleville days as a thing.
That sounds like a really bad sitcom. And every lane needs a ball. So apparently, Lane, we just got to get you a basketball. Then you're going to feel fine. But don't watch the Raptors either right now because they're also pretty bad.
I'm surprised as bad as they are this year.
But to get into this Jays game, I think there's one stat that can kind of sum up the whole night, and it's 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position.
Yep.
You can't win a game. How's it going? Mr. Dennis, always good to see you back in the chat.
Yeah. Happy birthday, by the way, sir. It's your birthday.
Happy birthday, good sir. And Lane looks like he's going through it, absorbing the lot. You know what, Alex? Yeah, I mean, we're all frustrated right now, right? Because Lane, he does have a microphone. Don't you worry, everyone. And hey, you're welcome, good sir. I hope your birthday was better than the 9th inning.
Yeah, I know. Oh my goodness.
But look, I gotta say, what frustrated me in this one though is you really wasted a phenomenal game from Gausman. You wasted a phenomenal game from the bullpen, and at the end of the day, you actually chased Yamamoto out. You chased Sasaki out. You put yourself in a good position, and you know what? Just some bad base running, and I'm gonna call it out too. I didn't agree with Schneider leaving Jimenez in to swing that bat. He's not a good hitter. I understand he's had some clutch hits this year, but he's not a good hitter.
I think what you were afraid of is if they only tied the game in the
I don't care. I'm not thinking that far. I'm thinking, let's win this bleeping game. So I would have put out Schneider, not the general manager, but the hitter. Put him out there. He's
still better.
He's better, Dan, because he's a stronger batter with just getting it deep.
Yeah, I guess so.
So a sac fly puts you down 1. And then you're back to George Springer again, who was having a good night. It is what it is. I'm not giving up on this team.
No, I'm not even.
I call Jays in 7 from the beginning. You just cannot give. You can't do what you did with runners in scoring position tonight, and it can't. It's just something that can't happen, right? It's a game that I felt the Jays should have won. And that is the only thing that concerns me where I'm still thinking Jays are going to win the series, but I lean to or how Lane was feeling because Lane, I think you and I have both said this was their opportunity to really take the series.
It really was. Like, I'm honestly speechless. Like, I'm really trying to cheer up here, but like, man, I know I'm the negative one all the time. I think they're done. I think this was your night.
You know, Lane, I hate to say it, I do, as much as I have more optimism than you do, I tend to feel this was your chance to really put this series away, because I think the Dodgers did not play that well.
They haven't played well all series.
And that's the frustrating thing. I feel the Jays have outplayed the Dodgers this entire series. But we got to get back into the comments here. Lane always thought his girlfriend commented on the page when his profile comments on his panel. But Lane gets comments from everyone, because he is just, number one, he's so dashing. Like, who needs Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? Because we have Lane the Dashing Dashco.
That's what I was going to say.
I like to say. And give Kurt the bleeping ball. Thank you for censoring yourself, Mr. David. And yeah, I mean, it was frustrating when it hit him in the hands, but I did agree with pulling him for a pinch runner in Straw. Straw has a lot more speed. I did find the situation, and I'm going to be honest with you boys, as Dan yawns at my boring takes apparently. I don't know enough about baseball to understand the rule of a dead ball, but I don't understand how it's a dead ball when you don't even attempt to pull the ball out.
It was a correct call.
It's the correct call, but it's a stupid rule. I'm calling it out. That's a stupid rule.
Okay, but you can't just change the rules in the middle of the game.
I understand that, but they keep saying they want to make.
Okay, I'm just going to say something. Whoever puts up the padding in the Dodger Center is getting fired.
He or she is fired.
Yeah, 100%.
You potentially cost the Jays a World Series by making that mistake.
Yeah, you're fired. You're done.
Because let's be honest, Straw's getting home on that play.
100%.
But Dennis is calling me out on my BS. He's saying it's a dead ball. Look, and you know what? Maybe that is the rules. I just, like I said, not maybe. It is the rules. I don't follow.
It doesn't matter what the rule. Who cares? You had a guy on second and third with literally 0 outs. I don't want to hear dead ball.
No, you're right.
I don't care. I don't flipping care.
I do agree with you 100%.
This is an embarrassment. I don't care what the call is. I don't care if the ball was 2% in the wall, 1% in the wall. I don't care where the ball was. You had a guy on second and third with 0 outs, and you literally struck. You blew it. I don't care what you say. You can say whatever you want. They flipping blew it, and they don't deserve. And because of that, they don't deserve to win the World Series. I'm so mad. I want to break something. You guys don't deserve it.
Calm down, buddy.
No, Lane, I understand your frustration. To the comments here, though, I do want to say I do agree. I like Scherzer coming in for Game 7. Lane, we always love your passion, though, Mr. Dashko. And yeah, I do like Scherzer for Game 7. Like, straight up, I think Scherzer's a great pitcher. And at the end of the day, you could say like the Florida Panthers didn't deserve some Stanley Cups because they played some bad games. They still got it done. Winnipeg Blue Bombers won two Grey Cups when they had a couple bad games in the season. It's still a thing. I still feel this Jays team has the potential to get it done.
Austin Matthews is still the captain of Toronto Maple Leafs.
Well, you could say the same thing about John Tavares even still being a Maple Leaf, Dan. But coming from a catcher, the best trust. Yeah, so it's one of those things. Yeah, I thought Kirk had a great game, actually. I thought he was one of the bright spots for the Jays today.
For sure.
I'd still think using him in the pinch running was the right decision to pull him out.
Yeah.
And David saying, even when we have it in softball, sadly. Okay, so I guess that's just a baseball wrote the dead ball. I do agree with you, Lane. It really shouldn't have mattered. At the end of the day, you had, and it's not just the ninth inning. You had multiple chances to do a Blue Jay inning, as I like to call it, 100%. Where you have that one inning where you pull away. And unfortunately, the Dodgers had that one inning in the third where they got 3 runs off I'm going to call a questionable decision walking Ohtani, because at that point, Gausman really had his number.
True, yeah.
It is what it is. But, it's one of those things that at the end of the day, look, the Jays still have one more game to get it done. I want to go back to a Leaf series last year when I remember people flipping out when Florida lost Game 6, all the fans in the States saying, saying that they should have just, once they lost game 6, the Leafs were going to win game 7. The Panthers are terrible, blah, 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 because they got shut up by the Leafs, didn't even put 20 shots on net. And then they went out in game 7 and completely destroyed them.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but I do want to go to a gas or ass today because I am pulling a bit of a lane and I have a very, very hot take. Gas, or is it ass? Or is it ass? If the Jays don't win the World Series, and I'm still saying if, and if Bo Bichette has another mediocre game, because I would call today mediocre, are you giving him the Mitch Marner treatment and just telling him to peace out, Girl Scout?
Bye-bye.
So you're saying gas with me, Lane, because that's kind of my thought process right now.
1,000%. After that, you got to hit that ball. I'm sorry.
Well, not even just that. You can't swing at what you did in that situation.
No.
Like, and I understand Bo Bichette's hurt. I understand it, but he wants to be the highest paid shortstop in the league.
What is the highest paid shortstop in the league?
I don't know. I'd have to Google it or chat GPT it or. Yeah, but let's get back to some of these comments here. And
do I get his opinion
from Key. Okay, Dan, you can give your opinion, but I just realized we had missed some comments. Okay. The baseball gods might just want us Canadians to see this with our families in close quarters through a less of a distraction. That could be it. Who knows? Hopefully the Jays do get it done. Dan, what's your take though? And then we'll get back to some more comments.
I say ass. I say the fact that Bichette is playing injured, I'll give him some type of credit. Maybe he doesn't get as much money as he wants, but I think you got to try to sign him.
I don't agree. And I think from good friend of the program, Brandon, saying, I think Bo was gone regardless of the outcome tomorrow.
Oh, interesting. So he agrees with you.
At the end of the day, this team has gone to the World Series without him. That's my point. You have gone to the World Series without him.
Okay, so
we're also finding out about Key's love life here. Key has a crush on Barger, who is her baseball husband. But look, at the end of the day, I just look at it though. You got there with, and again,
he's
if they win
tomorrow,
maybe Bo Bichette has a 3-for-3 night, makes a couple nice defensive plays, and we're all singing his praise. You got to remember, 5 months ago, I was talking about it was the Vladdy Guerrero Jr. a bad contract. And he has proven it was a good contract.
Okay, so here's my take on this, okay? Yeah, you can not sign Bichette and bring in a lot of great players. However, look at how Gimenez was tonight at hitting the ball. He cannot hit a ball to save his life, okay? If he hit the ball better in ninth inning, that whole ball thing in the wall would have not mattered, okay?
It also wouldn't have mattered if Barger ran the bases
and
better.
The thing is, if you do not sign Bo Bichette and bring in a bunch of new guys, it can screw up your dressing room. It can screw up your flow.
I didn't say bring in a bunch of new guys.
In baseball. You're just selling tickets at the Sky Dome for $180,000. Give Bichette $400 million. Give him $600 million. Whatever it takes, get him back.
Dan, you're very misled on this. That's the resale market.
No, I get that.
Sky Dome
and even Jays, so, Jacob, all the money you're making off merchandise and $27 hot dogs, they got enough money.
Dan, but Dan, when they went on that crazy run to end the year, Bichette wasn't in the lineup. This whole playoff run, Bichette isn't in. Wonderful. We'll get a cardboard cutout of him. I would prefer a cardboard cutout of Brandon Frazier, but at the end of the day, I'm just look. This team season has been a huge success, no matter what. And I'm 100%. Aware of that. Dan, you're being told to calm down.
I think Lane's what needs to talk about. I'm pretty calm.
You're not calm, Dan. You're freaking out because I'm saying it's time. It might be time to move on from Bo Bichette. You went on that crazy regular season run. You've gone on that whole playoff run without him. Yeah, he's been decent in the World Series. I will give him that. But I'm also saying too, and again, Schneider has proven he's a smart genius.
Menendez lost us that game tonight.
No, he didn't, Dan. What lost you that game is not putting in a pinch hitter when you don't have a great hitter coming up to bat, when you have Ty France, who's a power hitter, just sitting on the bench.
Ty France not a power hitter. He has 7 home runs.
No, but Dan, you're not understanding. He has more power than Jimenez.
I think I have more power than Jimenez.
No, you don't, Dan. Jimenez, by the way, has 2 home runs in these playoffs.
I got some muscle, bro. No, I get that.
But you have Ty France sitting on the bench.
He was having a bad game offensively.
So I'm saying that's why you do a pinch.
So you want to get rid of Brissett. It makes no sense.
It makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense when you look at this team with and without him. It makes sense. I know Lane's feeling similar to me on it. That maybe it is time. That's like saying it makes no sense to move Mitch Marner because he put up 100 points every year.
I don't care if he put up 200 points. He sucks in the playoffs.
Bichette, when you needed that one desperate hit from the guy that you are paying potentially a boatload of money, he didn't get it. How's it any different than Mitch Marner putting up nothing in Game 7?
Mitch Marner didn't make it to the Stanley Cup Finals.
But so you're telling me if they got all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals and Mitch Marner missed an empty net that would have clinched the Stanley Cup, you'd want him back next year?
No.
Exactly. You can't keep having these double bloody standards between the Leafs and everyone else. I've said it about the Argos. I want Chad Kelly gone because he's proven to me that he just isn't the guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying in the Blue Jays, I want Bo Bichette gone potentially if he doesn't have a big game. I'm saying for the Toronto Raptors, the Scotty Barnes era might need to end by midway through this season because they're god-awful. Like, I look at the Leafs, and maybe if this season continues to be a collapse, you need to try to convince Austin Matthews to waive his no trade so you can restructure and restart.
He'll never waiver his Arizona's not a team anymore.
But you know what? I agree, David. Everyone just needs a 3800 supercharger. Problem solved. That's what the Jays need. They need a reliable 3800 supercharger.
Remember a joke with Jesse the 3400 series head?
But look, and Key's saying here too, Jimenez can hit some fastballs ever thrown. That's why I like him. I'm on the fence about the Bichette thing. Look, I'm not saying if they re-sign Bichette, they're idiots. But I think depending on how this goes tomorrow, you have to consider it.
I agree with that.
They got to the World Series without him.
And that's my point too. They got to the World Series without him, and it's not like he's been dominating this World Series either. He's been decent. He's been okay. And I understand he's banged up, but so's George Springer, who went out today and dominated. I think potentially they win this game if there isn't mismanagement between not putting in pinch hitters and Barger, misreading a hit and not getting back to second in time. Maybe Springer comes out there, we get another Springer dinger, and instead we're singing, "Okay, Blue Jay, let's play ball," and Dan's running out to downtown Toronto to go celebrate with 48,000 drunk people. Who knows? It's just it is what it is. This isn't even the time for Jay's management to be thinking about this question, but it's a question that crossed my mind. Because straight up, I think this team, no matter what, will look different next year.
Okay, to answer your question, the highest paid shortstop in the major leagues.
That was your question.
Well, okay, my question is Francisco Lindor from the New York Mets. His average value is $34.1 million. So he wants about $35 million to stay per year to stay as a Blue Jay. Now, you look at Vladdy's contract. He signed for $500 for 15 years. So he's getting on average $33 million per season. So
and there's no way you can tell me Bo Bichette is better.
Wants more money than Vladdy, which you can't give him more money than Vladdy at this point.
I don't think you can either, because what Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has done in these playoffs has been second to none. And also, same with Ernie Clement. And also, too, let's just keep it a buck here. You're gonna have to pay Trey Savage a lot more money than $57,000 next year.
Yeah.
So there's a lot.
There's no salary cap in baseball, so pay it up.
Sammy Sosa, there's an absolute legend.
Yeah. 100%.
And David wants you to know, Dan, that you do need to check out his videos of his built Riviera.
Oh, I love Rivieras. They're sick machines.
But look, at the end of the
I
day,
never
Jays.
owned one, but they're pretty cool.
At the end of the Jays fan, rewind. At the end of the day, Jays fans, you still have to look at it. You are one win away from winning the World Series. The Dodgers are looking at it the same way, but you are still one win away from winning a World Series.
And considering back in April, you didn't think we're going to get 90 wins. I mean, back in February, as I say, going from a 74 win game season to 1 game away World Series is pretty good.
Also, quickly, big shout outs to Shannon Ross and David for the likes of the video.
Thank you.
We always appreciate all the interactions, everyone. It really helps with the algorithm, and it just means a lot to us as a community. Because remember, at the Analyst Desk, we're not just here just to go on about random sports. We're here to build a community, right?
100%.
So,
we're a Bell family, right? And
Dan,
you know,
I got to be honest. I don't agree with that. At the
we're
end of the
building a
day,
family.
no. At the end of the day, if you're a loser, you're a loser. Who cares about if you didn't win? You didn't win. You didn't get anything different than what the last place team did, and it's so hard to get here. You might not get back. Blowing this is going to be looked at as one of the biggest disappointments in this city ever.
Well, that's
Well,
another question. If they lose,
Lane, I'm sorry, you cannot call this season a failure. They
I
went
didn't say
from being
failure.
one
I
of
said
the worst.
disappointment.
Yeah, a disappointment, sure.
Yeah.
You'll look at the World Series if you don't win tomorrow, which there still is a very high probability they win tomorrow.
I think we're winning tomorrow. I really do.
But at the end of the day, yeah, you will be disappointed. But you'll have to look at this season with clear eyes later.
Here's
And
my
the
$1 million
season won't be
question.
And by the way, Lane, I'm not like upset that you have a different opinion than me. That's totally fine. I have a lot of friends who are Argo fans who say that the Argo should blow up. I don't think they should blow up. And that's fine. Right? Like, we're all entitled to have different opinions.
I have a gasso ass.
I just look at this team and I feel overall they are one win away from winning a World Series. When this time last year, they were one win away from winning a World Series in MLB The Show 24. Let's get to Dan's gasser ass. Yeah. Or is it ass?
Go back to Lane's point here. We're seeing Lane's one of those super fans that wears the emotions on the sleeve. Good
Which
and
we
bad.
love.
You know, 100%. But Gasso asks, are we going to see a repeat of the 2011 Vancouver Canucks disaster in downtown Vancouver if Toronto loses this game?
Worse. Because you are going to have an entire nation going out crazy. David doesn't agree. He's saying ass, all caps. I think David's just happy he gets to swear in the comments finally.
So you think, okay, I'm surprised. I didn't think Toronto was going to get that crazy.
I think they will, because we've seen the way Toronto went when the Raptors won, when they were trying to steal plants to give to Kawhi Leonard. I look at this, if they lose, and especially if they lose the way they did today in a game they should have won, I could see that. That's
the problem. The Jays should have won this game. Kevin Gausman.
I'll be honest, this series should be done. Yeah. Like, I'm gonna call it. I think
even that game 3 they should have won.
There's this game 3 could have been won with better coaching. Which, by the way, if you guys want, at the end of this series, we can do an entire breakdown of the Jays playoff run, the good, the bad, and the dumb, as I like to call it. And
no ugly, eh?
Well, I don't call anyone ugly. When I'm looking at Lane, I can't think of ugliness.
That's true.
Because he's just too damn dashing. But can we talk about hat tricks? I mean,
why not?
We don't have a hat trick.
We'll talk about what we want to talk about.
After CFL, obviously we do have a lot of CFL to talk about too, which we'll be doing a CFL playoff preview show tomorrow before both playoff games kick off, which I'll be honest, I'm kind of disappointed too. I want this series done so I could just watch my CFL games in peace.
I know you did.
I'd have to figure out a way to split the signal up so I can watch my CFL and Dan and my mother can watch baseball, because I still find CFL play, especially that second game is going to be Calgary versus BC.
Game 7 of a World Series, bud.
Calgary, BC, I think will be the game of the century. Lane just had to take off to do some technical difficulties, but Lane Dashko, thank you very much for joining us as always at the desk. Get into the comments here again, and I'm not gonna riot, but I'm gonna take off to the mountains. Well, if you come to Hamilton Mountain, come say hi to us, Key.
Yeah, 100%.
I know you're a Chicago fan, David. You know what, David? You should give CFL a try. It's exciting football. People who haven't tried it, I highly recommend it.
Yeah, 100%.
Bedard's first Hattie versus the Sens. Yes, that was awesome.
I forgot. That was a couple days ago. I forgot about that.
I will say, I think Connor Bedard is starting to prove people like Mr. More for Your Money wrong.
Well, maybe. I mean,
Bedard looks like the Bedard at the World Juniors again.
I mean, here's his third year, right? That's kind of where, things kind of get better usually for a young player, right?
He reminds me of young Brett Hall.
Like Connor Bedard
he does
here.
not remember young Brett Hall, I'm joking.
Let's just quick reminder. He's got 14 points in 11 games, and he's a +5. I'm more impressed with the plus-minus thing. The fact that he's a +5 on Chicago.
By the way, actually, Dan,
I think a big part of it.
Chicago's not that bad this year.
I understand that.
Decent.
But what I mean is they're still kind of a newer team. I think the impressive thing, the reason why Connor Bedard is playing so well and Chicago's playing so well, is Spencer Knight. I thought that was a phenomenal trade that Chicago grabbed Spencer Knight from Florida.
Yeah, the Blackhawks are 5-4-2 right now, as David points out, a 500 club. And I think if you're a Blackhawks fan, you got to be happier than the pig and poop. Yeah. Like considering I don't think you were really expecting a heck of a lot out of this season. You got to be impressed. Yes, absolutely. The Hamilton Mountains are nothing compared to Jasper, but
definitely
massive Alberta Rockies. However, you know what? It's a little difficult for me to go there when I got to work on Monday. So,
oh, come on.
Yeah, Ryan Donato too. Funny enough, that too. I was hoping the Leafs were going to get at the deadline last year was Ryan Donato, and it didn't happen, obviously. But
if you're
a Blackhawks fan, you're actually potentially thinking playoffs right now.
Well, it's interesting. If they can keep a record like this, now I understand only one game over 500 now, but for one game over 500 with 10 games played, so let's say they are 7 games. So let's say hypothetically they are, just easy math, do 7 games over 500 at trade deadline, then you might become a buyer versus a seller, which we haven't seen Chicago done in a very long time.
And David, you are right. Straight up, Chicago's playing better than Toronto right now, and
100%.
I think soon we would, I think we will have to do a Leaf show coming up soon, just in general.
I've been begging for it.
Dan, there's just been so much going on right now because the Leafs are currently sitting dead last in the East. Now, mind you, I say dead last. They have 11 points, where Columbus, holding the last wild card spot, has 12, and Ottawa has 13. It's third in the Atlantic. It's too early to really say much, but big shout outs to the Montreal Canadiens and the Detroit Red Wings. They have finally having some success. And Lane, do not apologize for taking off, obviously I'll just throw this up here because mental health is super, super important. I do just want to keep that a buck here. That 100%. Mental health is super important. If you're having a bad day and you just need to take a break and
do it,
just step away, that's absolutely fine. Lane, we're always happy to have you, and obviously people are here to support you.
People are more important than the decks, we're always here for each other,
Absolutely. As David pointed out, though, the Blackhawks do have 18 in cap space before the Weber release, which is 7.8 million. Wow. So they do have some cap, and most in the league are playing 500 with a big cap. We have the first pick off the Ducks and Oilers next year. Chicago is starting to turn the tide. I think if you're a Blackhawks fan, you're looking at this team. And actually, David, you saying by 2030 going on a cup run, I don't think that's unrealistic.
Yeah, 100%.
You're
I think
giving this team a couple more years at Bedard, a couple more years at Donato. Find a better top winger than
Spencer Knight's young too.
Like, you actually have a young, talented team. I could see you being like Montreal maybe by like 27 or 28, where Montreal just kept building up 10 points up every year, right? You'd get 10 more points, get 10 more points than last year. And now look, Montreal was one of the best teams in the NHL with the young guys like Cole Caulfield and Nick Suzuki just running the club.
Spencer Knight's only 24 years old. So,
which is very
I think that was one of the most underrated trades of all the trades that happened last year. I think that was a phenomenal trade. I really do.
But Dan, I do want to ask you again as we swing back to Jays a little bit.
Yeah,
how are you? I know you have been saying Jays in 7, and so have I. Yeah. How confident are you still?
Very confident.
Okay.
Because I'll tell you why. They should have won that game.
The
fact is, they got that game close. They got Yaltami out of the game early. They got hits against them this time. They got hits against the bullpen still. The pitching in Blue Jays was phenomenal. The defense for the Blue Jays were phenomenal. They did everything right except one thing, and that one thing cost them the game. They left players on base. If they can not leave the players on base and do everything else as they did, that game would have been an easy victory. You know, I'm still very confident the Jays are going to win in 7.
I think it's a strong possibility. Like, I still think this team is in a good position to have an actual shot to still win this World Series, right? Like, I don't...
LA could get a little cocky.
They could. We've seen it already. Right. Back to the comments, though. It looks like we really want to talk hockey in the comments, so maybe we'll move on from baseball and talk NHL for a little bit. I did put Chicago versus Edmonton in the hockey pool. Yeah, if you get a chance. Key, I'm not sure if you have any more spots open for the hockey pool, but if not, if
I can always make more spots.
Key runs phenomenal pick'em leagues, and they're a lot of fun. I do very well in the CFL one. I don't always do as well in the NHL one. So
I'm kicking your butt in the hockey one.
You are kicking my butt, but. Yeah, I could see Chicago beating Edmonton. I think I did pick Chicago to beat Edmonton this week. I'd love to see Suzuki or Pinto in Chicago. I could see Ottawa.
Yeah,
potentially selling.
Montreal will never give up Suzuki.
If Ottawa, I mean, I know right now Ottawa's in a playoff spot, but I don't think they're happy with the way they're playing. I could see Ottawa selling.
I think Suzuki is so good. I would rather have Suzuki on the Leafs than Austin Matthews.
That's a terrible take.
He's a great two-way center. He's a leader. He's a captain. He's a great face-off guy. He was at our minor team in Barry Colts games. I get Austin Matthews a better superstar. I totally get that. But you have William Nylander as a superstar franchise player. You need a good, consistent two-way leader center to lead.
No, what you need in Toronto
is
leadership.
Still get like 80 points beside William Nylander.
No, what you really need in Toronto is leadership.
Which comes from a tough guy.
That's what you just get, some leadership in Toronto, and I think you fix a lot of problems.
So again, you're saying the problem is Austin Matthews, the captain.
But I think it's more because Austin Matthews wasn't that Austin Matthews wasn't trained to be a captain properly, learning from John Tavares.
Yeah, I think being a captain is not so much a training. It's one of those things you either have it or you don't.
Yeah, but you do lead by example.
Right.
And David brings up a great point when you're talking about Matthews. Who's passing you the puck? And that is a big issue right now with Austin Matthews.
William Nylander should be on the line with Matthews.
Which that's what they were doing today in practice.
The playmaker. And I do, like I said, load up the line with Knives, Matthews, and Nylander. Who cares about depth? Load them up.
Well, and also, too, you know what, John Tavares, if he wants to be the team's second-line center, he's got to be able to drive a line.
100%.
And if he can't drive a line, then go get someone who can.
So put Tavares with Bobby McMahon and Max Domi. And they also think another thing this team is screwing up is not giving Waugh enough ice time. Once Scott Laughton comes back, put Waugh in the third line center, put Laughton at the fourth line center, Give Kelly Lonko some ice time on the third line. Give Nick Robertson some ice time on the third line. And then the fourth line, you have Steve Wentz and Joseph. And I think if you did your forward group in that order, like I just suggested, I think the team would be a lot better.
Well, let's actually take a quick look at the Leafs practice lines, and this is from TML Updates on Facebook. They're phenomenal for your Leafs news and updates and all that fun stuff. So you're looking at, I'll actually just throw them in the comments section here so I can bring them up on the screen like an easy breezy, beautiful cover girl.
You got some more comments in the comments too.
We'll get to them, Dan. Don't you worry.
Okay.
So we will get to Key's comment here. He has one more spot open.
Oh.
So one more spot open. Not solely dedicated to any team. So I'm just looking at this like this year. I hope not the Bruins.
Oh.
I know. I hate the Boston Bruins. And I don't know about how you feel about your Rangers. They're kind of struggling so far this year.
They are, for sure.
But when we look at the Leafs lines currently, and this was just the easiest way I could get it on the screen right away, guys, so I apologize. Not a nice graphic.
Well, you know what? When I put my lineup, I left out Marsari. The reason why is because he's a piece of garbage.
So right now, there looks like they're going to go Nyes, Matthews, Nylander, Marcelli, Tavares, McMahon, Joshua Y, who Dan keeps calling Roy, for anyone who's wondering who Roy is.
Sorry.
Cowan, and then Bilas, Domi, and Yarncrow.
And that's a lineup of loss against Buffalo.
And the extras would be Kelly Yarncrow and Scott Lawton at the moment.
And Columbus. You see where's fake Leaf fans in Columbus throwing Leaf jerseys on the ice? Like
Nice behind the net and let Lazy Matthews and Tavares pick corners. Yeah, like that's kind of my thought process too. I
agree with that.
I don't know, and interesting reading comment sections too. People are not very happy. Some people are saying they literally were better with Sheldon Keefe as their head coach right now. Honestly, I haven't been overly thrilled with Craig Berube's coaching this year. I don't think he's really giving it enough time to actually let the lines gel. And David, if you want to join the hockey pool, it's actually pretty straightforward.
I'm already in the hockey pool.
I said David. Are you David, Dan?
No, he said Dan.
I said David. See the guy there, the beautiful profile picture?
Oh, yeah.
That's not you, Dan, is it?
No.
I can barely even see you because you won't turn the damn light on. But look, like, if you want to learn more about the hockey pool, David, give Key a message. It's actually really, really simple. You don't need any apps or any of that jazz. You just basically log on to Facebook and comment who you think is going to win out of the games and pick the scores. Super easy.
Yeah.
I want to see Avery on his bike versus Dan, the battle of Jay. Yo, Dan, there you go. You got to go on a word fight with Sean Avery.
Oh, boy. Oh,
did you just turn a light on? Because all of a sudden your face is beautiful.
Yeah, he was a legend, that's for sure. I think he would outbike me for I can't even ride a bike. Bike me on an exercise bike. Yeah, I think he can out exercise bike me.
However, though, there was I want to do this with Lane too, but we did get a gas or ass from the comment section in TikTok from Eli Shannon. Thank you very much, Eli, if you're watching. And let's get right in there.
Yes.
To this gas or ass, because it does involve the NHL. Gas or ass? Is it ass? Or is it ass? Gas or ass? And I want to read it word for word. Gas or ass? The Montreal Canadiens will win are legitimate cup contenders to win the Stanley Cup this season. First of all, thank you very much, Eli, for the gas or ass that we are now featuring on the show. I'm going to say gas. I actually think Montreal does have a chance to actually win the Stanley Cup this year.
It's a tough one because Montreal squeezed into the playoffs last year, got beat out by Washington in 5.
But it was a good series.
That'd be finished. In the offseason, I made some significant moves, I would say, by getting Noah Dobson. I thought that was a great move. And again, kind of like the Blue Jays, the young players, like Suzuki and Caulfield and Dimitrov, let's just say Lane Hudson. You got Savage guy. Like, they are that much better players now, right? So I don't know if I can say they're a cup contender. I think the one problem on the roster, I'm sorry to call you out, buddy, is guys like Patrick Laine. You still have some veterans are not getting the points, making up for the money and you paying them in the cap world. I think Montreal will make it to the second round this year. I don't know if it's quite Stanley Cup contenders quite yet, but I think within a year or two, 100% they will be. So I'll say ass for now.
I am not going to give my opinion yet because you'll have to tune in to our pre-record on Monday to hear my thoughts on this gas or ass.
Well, I think I could make a great short Instagram social media video, Jacob. I think it's a good conversation.
Absolutely. Key is saying gas on Montreal potentially. Just as an FYI, Schneider has confirmed that Mad Max will be the starter for Game 7.
Yeah.
So we are going to see Max Scherzer. I will say, I do want to say quickly, would that not be the ultimate storybook ending for Max Scherzer's career if he comes in, pitches great, and wins the World Series at 41?
It's going to happen tomorrow. And it's no disrespect to Kevin Gausman.
Actually, today. Happy November!
Kevin Gausman played incredible, right? No disrespect to him, but
I'm dancing.
I just thought LA was too good to lose 9-7.
And just so everyone knows, CFL playoffs also start tomorrow. We will be doing a live preview show, probably around either 12:30 or 1 o'clock, depending on what exact time was kickoff.
Probably around 1 o'clock. Need to sleep a little bit.
Dan, that's all you want to think about is sleep and going to the restroom.
And eating.
So the game starts at 2 o'clock. Also, thank you, Key, for reminding about the headlines. Unfortunately, I was not able to get a headlines out this Friday today because I had to get to work very early in the morning, so I wasn't able to get that done. However, calm down. The headlines will be making a special Saturday edition that will drop first thing in the morning.
Yeah, you gotta wake up very early. Set your alarm.
So don't worry, you will still be getting a headlines because there is a lot to talk about. Key, I appreciate that you're enjoying the headlines. For anyone who doesn't know what the Analyst Desk, the headlines is, in about 10 to 12 minutes, I will just kind of go over some of the biggest storylines in the sports world. Good. Like on these shows, we really go in depth, and on the headlines, it's kind of like, hey, now you're in the know. Let me know if you guys want more of those. Maybe I'll start doing 2 a week. If that's something people like and they enjoy it, and I'm looking at the timing and if it looks like it's doing well, then I can absolutely start doing more of those. Maybe Dan pops in and does headlines on what's going on in the automotive world. Maybe Lane does it for some of the wrestling world, and who knows? Maybe we talk about Boy Meets World. Great show back in the 90s. But I would say on that bombshell, it is time we wrap up the show. I want to say thank you very much to everyone who's tuned in with us yet again for another live edition of the Analyst Desk.
Thank you for all your support because of the comments and likes and all that. That's why we did views. That's why we do this for you. So thank you. We'll keep it up.
But we will be back again tomorrow to preview the CFL playoffs. Plus, I'm sure we'll talk a little Blue Jays in there. And there's a lot of action going on.
I say we'll be back for a Blue Jay show too, or something.
I mean, obviously, and then we'll probably do some kind of super wrap up on Sunday.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Everything that was going on this weekend. So thank you very much for watching the Analyst Desk. I'm the self-proclaimed sports analyst, joined to Mr. More for Your Money.
Woo!
And big shout out to Lane Dashco, who did join us for a while.
Yeah, hopefully he's all good.
Always love you, Lane. And remember, guys, too, if just in general, if anyone's having mental health issues or whatever, and they do need to talk to someone, there's always those mental health support lines.
Yeah, 988.
And, always find a friend who's nearby or far away or whatever, because now with the great world of technology, we can talk to people near and far away. And big love to Lane. Thank you very much, David, for sending the love to Lane. I'm sure he really appreciates it. And hey, he's a guy that wears his heart on his sleeve, and I honestly appreciate that. It's fresh for people to do what they do. And also, yes, David is shaving for prostate cancer. It's Movember. Dan, I'm calling you out. Both of us need to shave before the episode tomorrow.
Well, I was trying to save it for the Blue Jays of Game 7.
You know what? Prostate cancer is more important than your Blue Jays, bud.
Well, that's true. It is.
So we will figure out something that we can do for November because we want to try to raise funds.
Send us
for
the link, David, for the fundraising, and we can post it in the shows, right? And share
Yeah,
it.
absolutely, David. That's what we'll do. We say if we can kind of put all our names in the one together, and then we can pool together and try to raise as much money for prostate cancer as possible, which is
100%.
research, not to like, yeah. But thank you. You can tell I've been awake for too long. But thank you very much, everyone, for watching the Analyst Desk. I'm the self-proclaimed sports analyst, Mr. More for Your Money, and we'll be back, I guess, later today at this point for all of our Ontario friends, and for our friends out west, we'll be back tomorrow.
That's right. Bye-bye.
Thanks very much for watching, everyone, and remember, at the Analyst Desk, every day feels like game day.
Bye-bye.